Hey guys, my name is Jun,
And I'm Anna.
and this is
BJ
BJ
Podcast.
Podcast, and we're here to.
Blow your brain cells away.
Oh yes, a lot of brain cells.
I
Important.
hope so.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about cheating.
Oh, have you been cheated on ever?
Okay. Um, I might have, honestly. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It got serious. Have you ever been cheated on?
I don't think it was like an emotional or physical intentional cheating.
Yeah.
I consider it kind of like cheating in a way.
Okay.
And let's talk about that. What do you consider that's cheating?
Oh my goodness. What do I consider cheating? I feel like if you have some kind of emotional, like in your heart you want to be with another person,
Mhm.
I feel, and then you act on it,
Mhm.
then it's cheating. If you're just like thinking about it,
Okay.
I don't think it's cheating yet. Yeah. What about you?
I think I agree. It could be like you want to see other people, but you're not acting on it until I think that's just a desire to wanting to break up in a way, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's not cheating unless it's acting on it. But I also think like I guess it's very different because my example is very specific. So my ex-boyfriend, I found out this recently, 3 years ago. My ex and I broke up about 4 years ago, I
Hmm.
believe. But I found this about this, I think 3 or 2 years ago in LA.
Yeah.
I met a new person on Tinder and we became friends on Facebook and he realized my ex-boyfriend and he was like, "Oh, we actually met at LA when he visited." And I was like, oh, "Okay, how did you guys met each other?" Well, the guy said, "Well, my ex apparently downloaded like a gay dating app
Yeah.
while he was in LA to, I guess his sole reason was to make friends
Yeah.
using that app, and that's what he did. He downloaded that app to meet friends, and I don't know if he did anything else. Well, all I know, confirmed for sure by the new guy, was that he met someone while using a dating app, and in a relationship previously, while we were in it, I strongly like said we shouldn't be having a dating app while we're dating.
Yeah.
But I found that he actually went to download the dating app to meet new friends or what else ever he did. And I considered that kind of like a cheating, but not like a severe level 9 of cheating, but it was more like a betrayal of trust in a way, I guess.
Okay.
Like level 1 light cheating, I guess. It's not technically cheating, but like I don't want my
Oh,
my boyfriend to be like on a dating app, you know?
yeah. I can totally see like your concern. I would be really concerned too. I think honestly, in retrospect, what should have happened is if he really wanted to use it for friends, he should have just been like, I only use this app for friends. Here, you can have my phone and just give you his phone and like allow you to look through it and kind of clear your and kind of give you a peace of mind. But
Yeah.
the fact that he was going behind your back makes it a little like suspicious, because why, if he really wanted to use the dating app, like he can just talk to you.
Yeah.
And if you still don't want him to use it even after that, it's like, I mean, is it really such a big deal for him to delete it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like my situation, I I really don't know because the person was just not very honest with me and would apparently talk about things like behind my back or something.
Mhm.
And one thing that he told me was that he never had any contact with any of his exes. And he told me that multiple times. And it's not even me like asking him, he would just like say it.
Mhm.
And I found out after I broke up with him that like one of his exes kept going by his workplace and they would be talking for like long periods of time.
Mm,
And like he never told me that.
yeah,
So I have no idea if like they were like doing something or
yeah.
what.
It's it, yeah. It's like I think some line I heard from a talk show from the Real was saying, I can handle what I know, but
Yeah,
I just can't handle what I don't know.
yeah,
I can face it and like, okay, this happened, but I do not like my exes or someone I'm interested, or even like a close friends, like something that matters to our relationship, I guess in a way, but intentionally like hiding it, like your ex, you didn't know that they were talking and visiting his workplace.
yeah. I I think it's like similar to your story in the way that it's like withholding information is also a way of lying. Like you can say, "Oh, you're just like withholding information." It doesn't mean that you're lying, but you're keeping things from someone. It's like it's the same thing, I feel like.
Yeah, and like I was very adamant about the dating apps because
Yeah.
I personally have experience with guys who are on dating apps who has boyfriend. I found out like multiple guys. I remember this specific one. I would change my location to New York sometimes because there's a lot of cute Asian guys. But one
Yeah.
time, like another Asian guy matched me and we started talking when we were on Instagram. He followed me on Instagram. So I naturally checked his Instagram and it was
Yeah.
like all couple picture and like very cute couple. And I was like, okay, there could be an open relationship, because gays do that. And I
Yeah.
personally am not into it. But I checked like, hey, does your boyfriend know that you're on a dating app? And like, he doesn't. And are you guys in an open relationship? He was like, no. So I'm like, okay. So I kind of wanted like a little bit of evidence, I guess. So low key, I wanted to shit stir a little bit and take a screenshot and send it to his boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
So he would say like he would like send me pictures of like his like body one time and I screenshotted it. And back then I was young and I didn't know that Instagram let other people know when you screenshot their picture. So he was like,
Oh.
and so he saw that and he got super mad. Like, I can't believe you screenshotted this. And he blocked me on the dating app and the Instagram. So I was like, damn, I can't go back to his Instagram to click his boyfriend's tagged ID to like send him like the screenshot. But yeah, like that's why I don't trust like my boyfriends or like anyone saying they're looking for friends or like on dating app unless like they're really open about it and transparent about it. I think
Mhm.
like and personally experiencing a lot of people on dating app. Like I think I told you one time too, even like a straight guy in
Yeah.
Atlanta was like, "Oh, my girlfriend's away. Let me like come over to my place and I'm gonna rape you." Like he was into that.
Ooh.
And then yeah, and seeing stuff like that, like, oh my god, does your girlfriend know that you speak like this? Stuff like that. So like I don't. I'm a strong believer you shouldn't be on a dating app, like unless you really, really have a reason to while you're dating someone.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Anytime I've decided that I want to like seriously date someone. Oh wait, let me close my window. It's very loud.
Yes, it's okay. I'll let the magical happen. Ooh, beautiful hole in your arm. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's for men.
Yes. Oh, functional.
And then I can do it like this and make it seem like some like cool design.
Oh yes.
Um, what were we saying? I forgot. What was I saying?
Oh, like
Oh yeah, dating apps.
yeah.
So whenever I decide to seriously um, be with someone, I will not use a dating app. I will delete them. And if you're not doing that, it's like you're looking, you
Yeah.
know?
Same.
I mean, I guess if you say you're looking for friends,
Hmm.
I guess, but because I think, I'm not sure, I know a lot of girls apparently use it to find other girls for friends. Like, at least I know some like heterosexual women who do that.
Oh, they
And
would change their preference to girls to befriend lesbian girls, I guess.
No, that you can choose some date. It depends on the dating app, but some dating apps there's a friend part. So there's a dating and a friend. But from what I've heard, a lot of those people who say they're just looking for friends,
Hmm.
it's still like they're kind of hoping for something else.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know.
That actually is an interesting topic that I also wanted to talk about, which I also am guilty of in the past of like not agreeing of this idea, I guess. And I was watching a Real Housewife of Atlanta recently, and this guy, new fiance, his name, I don't know, we'll call him Jack. Jack has cheated on his two ex-wives before, but
Yeah,
apparently he's better. And his new fiance, which is a character of the show, Cynthia, she believed he is better. And she didn't meet his friend for about 2 years or a year, I believe.
yeah,
And he finally introduced her to his friend, and Jack is straight, but majority of his friend that he brought over was eight beautiful, good-looking women and two male friends. So like there's also a thing of like I used to be very self-conscious and insecure. What if like if my boyfriend has like a lot of gay friends, like what if they would like had something or they possibly would cheat or like sleepovers, whatever. Well, how do you feel about like your partner possibly having like multiple friends that are interests of a sex that they are into? Like if they're gay, they have a lot of gay friends, or if they're guy, straight guy, they have a lot of female friends.
I I don't know. I guess it would depend on how much I trust that person too. And like, yeah, that's kind of, especially not even just if they're attractive, because you hear a lot of the time when people cheat, they go uglier.
Oh
You
my
know what I mean?
god, God
That's
damn.
a thing. That's
Okay.
a thing.
Really?
Like, apparently, yeah, when people cheat on people, they go uglier than who they're dating or married to. That's like apparently a thing. Um, yeah, so you can't even trust the
Ugly.
ugly ones. Yeah. Um, so I feel like it just depends on how much you trust them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I would set boundaries
Mhm.
because no matter how much I trust them, it's still a little weird to. It depends on what they're doing with said friends.
Mhm.
Are they going to a movie, just the two of them? You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah.
little weird. Or are they going to like a group hangout in like a public place?
Mhm.
Okay. Or are they going on like a 4 night trip,
Mhm.
even as a group?
Oh,
I don't know. It's kind of weird. If
and
they're only guys, like I right now I'm into guys, so if they're a guy, I would prefer that there's some other guys in the group, for example.
yeah. I think there's a golden rule which I really liked. Again from the I think show Real called from the show The Real, they were talking about like I do believe male and female can be best friends. I mean, look at us. But like I'm gay, but like I do also believe straight males and straight females can be friends.
Yeah,
It's just that I always believe when you have a friend who's male or who's female, and if you're calling them, you should first, I think the rule they said was when you start talking to them on the phone, you should first remind and say, hey, how's your husband doing? Or hey, how's your wife doing first? You should say that to remind them, like, oh, how's your girlfriend doing? And be like, hey, I acknowledge them first that you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend
mm,
and I respect them and they
yeah,
first. And I think that's a good way of doing it if you're in a like if I'm like in a relationship or if I'm talking to my best gay friend who's in a relationship, I should
yeah.
just be like, hey, how's your boyfriend doing? And be like, talk first. Just to get any weird thing off the air. Like it's like a girl code, I guess.
I feel like in that case though, I feel like one party, one of the two of you guys has some lingering feelings for the other. Because why would you have to say that?
Mm.
Because it's like you're trying to set a boundary.
That's
But if there's no concern over that, Like I have some friends where I will never be interested in them, but they might have interest in me. If I feel that, maybe I would say that kind of thing
Yeah.
just to kind of be like, haha, you're my friend forever, friend, only friend,
Mhm.
you know. But if I don't have any concerns, I don't think I would feel like I had to say that.
Speaking of friend zoning someone, like, what's your word for it? Do you call them brothers, or is it like, because in gay lingo we call them sister, right? And then they're friend zoned forever
Yeah.
because like you're a sister to me, not a guy, right?
I feel like brother is more of like, it's more of like, how do I say this?
Hmm.
Like African American thing?
Hmm.
Like, hey brother or something, or like kind of more like a street kind of style of saying things. Like for me as like a Caucasian woman, I think it's kind of weird if I say brother.
Oh, like your
Unless
brother? Okay, yeah, yeah.
unless I'm speaking like Japanese or something, because then it's not the same kind of feel. It's literally like familiar feel kind of.
Mhm.
So it's a little different, but in English, I think it's kind of weird.
Mhm.
But maybe I would say like bro. I could say
Bro.
bro,
Yeah.
bringing out the Chad in me. I usually say bro to kind of keep them away, you
Yeah.
know. But I don't know. I don't really like that because then I become the bro, and then they get too open with me, and then they start talking about like their sex life, and I'm like, some things I just don't want to hear. You
Yeah.
know, I just don't want to hear that. But yeah, I usually just talk about other guys.
Yeah.
If I really wanted to kind of separate it, I'll talk about other guys, and then I'll talk about them as my friend. But some guys don't get the hint.
Yeah. Yeah. Until you literally have to say to their face, like, I am not interested in you. It's hard when you have to tell someone. I think sometimes, like, when I go on dates and I reject guys, they're like, "W- why?" They ask me why, and that's like the it's
Oh,
like I don't have to answer it, but like
yeah,
usually it's most of the reason is like I'm not attracted to you and like physically or your personality wise. But that's
yeah,
like a really mean thing to say.
yeah,
So what I usually try to do is because of like my work that I have and I don't have time for a relationship, I just realized that I thought I had blah blah blah. It's not you, it's my work. Usually that's rude. Yes.
yeah. Of course, you're not gonna tell them the truth. Like, even when I break up with someone, I don't tell them the real reason.
Really.
No, I don't.
That's nice.
I can't because it's too horrible. But
Mhm.
going back to like cheating, and when we were talking about like using dating apps and stuff, and like versus acting on it versus just like thinking about it and not acting. But then there's a situation where you get into, yeah, with like friends and things, where maybe you have like this like almost emotional cheating. So there's like emotional and physical cheating.
Okay. What is the difference?
Well, physical is actually like,
Kiss.
whatever yeah, that, or maybe even just like kissing or whatever else, BJ, whatever, I don't know. But, and then there's emotional cheating, which um, typically they say women are more like they do the emotional cheating, and then guys are like physical cheating. But I feel like, can you really separate them? Because emotional is when you have like a connection with someone
Yeah.
and you are emotionally like invested in them. Do you know what I mean? So you're dating someone, but then at the same time, that similar connection you're having with some other person,
Mhm.
and you're getting very intimate with them in like a romantic way
Well,
without the physical.
I do have a questions about it. So like some apparently like some husbands they don't want their wives to speak to their best friends like girlfriends or their gay friends because sometimes they feel like they're emotionally opening up to their friends way more than their spouse. So what do you mean by romantically, emotionally cheating in a way of like
Okay,
what
well,
is like
first of
the
all,
yeah
those husbands have a problem because
exactly
obviously there's a problem with the communication between them and their girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife because you shouldn't be keeping them away from their friends just because they're being more emotionally vulnerable with their friends than they are with you. Don't you kind of think that there's a problem with the husband or and that's or the wife or whatever in that situation that maybe they are not allowing their spouse to be vulnerable with them or they're not
yeah
communicating with them enough so their spouse doesn't feel like they can be vulnerable with them.
mhm.
I feel like there's a huge problem in that whole thing.
Yeah
But yeah, romantically, just it's kind of person to person, I feel like. But when in your mind you feel like I love this person in a like a romantic sense. Like I wouldn't say that about you. I wouldn't say I love you in a romantic sense, and I wouldn't say that about any of our other friends.
mhm.
Like there's a line,
Yeah yeah
like person to person, and I feel like if you cross it,
yeah.
if you're doing self-analysis.
I think it's like an easy question. If you really ask yourself like really deeply, just say
Yeah,
yes or no without any
be
hesitating.
honest.
And if the yes comes to your mind first, then you know. If no comes to your mind first, and I ask myself, do I love Anna romantically? No. 2 seconds. Came out so fast. Oh
Do I love Jim romantically? Yeah.
yeah. Oh not
Yeah.
lesbians. But yeah. But yeah, I think I agree in a way. Like they know. I think you know when you're emotionally, romantically cheating.
Yes.
It's hard to like put a category, and if you belong in the category, then you're it. I think it's just that you know, and you just don't want to admit it, but you know it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, whoever's watching this,
Yeah, exactly. You
know
know.
it. Yeah. Ask yourself this question. 3 seconds. If you answer yes, then you're emotionally, romantically cheating.
Okay. I'll count. Ask the question, I'll count for them.
Are you cheating on someone emotionally? Romantically?
One, two.
No, it should be one, two, three, real quick.
Okay. One, two, three, everybody.
Yes.
There we go.
That's what I usually do when I'm with my friends and like everyone's like indecisive. Like, oh, should we go to the park and eat boba or should we go to the H Mart and eat boba? I'm like, okay, shut up. Three, two, one. We're gonna decide. Three, two, one. Which one? Park. Okay,
Yeah,
park.
you can do that.
Okay. Cause like this goes on for like 35 minutes, and I'm like, let's.
I have to feel it in my heart. I have
I
to look within and say, food, because my food is just, anyways. But that's so true in
oh
some ways.
well.
But can you separate emotional and physical cheating?
I,
Because some people are like, I didn't love her. Like let's say in this situation, okay. Well, let's say you have two guys, they're dating. We're gonna say Bill and Bob because those are the names I always use. Bill and Bob.
hey Bob.
And then Bob goes off with Sammy,
Mm.
and they did the boom, bada boom. And then Bob comes back, and Bill finds out. He's like, "You cheated on me, you fucking bitch!"
I imagine like those three white gay guys. Yeah, very fun boy. Bob and Bill and Sam is very.
Yeah, Sammy is a bear.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing it. Okay. And then Bob is like, but I didn't love him. I just like did the boom bada bing. I just wanted to have like sex. I didn't like love him or anything. There's no attachment. Like, what should Bill feel?
But okay, but that's the thing. That's a very thing in the community because there's open relationship, right? You're not supposed to catch feeling with other people. You just have.
But in this situation, Bill and Bob are not in an open relationship.
Then it's already. I don't know. I think that's the easy question. Three, two, one. Like they didn't agree or they had a good communication, in the first place. You just acted without asking your partners how they would feel or react about it. You
Yeah,
just acted on your instinct without regarding how your partner and how
yeah.
it would affect your relationship. So that's like cheating already in my world.
yes, 100% it's cheating. But do you believe, Bob, that he can separate his emotions from his physical desires? Do you think Bob only physically cheated on Bill, or do you think Bob emotionally and physically cheated on Bill? What do you think?
I definitely believe there's a fit. It depends because I believe the opposite one actually works. Like you can emotionally cheat on someone but
Yeah,
not be physical. Because
yeah.
like,
That would make, yeah, you can do that. But then once you get physical, can you separate emotional from the physical?
I think it depends on people's value too. I personally believe intercourse is something romantic in a way. I catch feelings
Yeah,
after a hookup sometimes. There's sometimes I definitely don't catch a feeling.
yeah.
Sure, if they if yeah, many things. Yeah,
Many
whether
things.
their cum tastes like spunk and I'm like, ooh, I don't want to taste that again. Then I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely not just a physical, not emotional, but like it really depends. And I'm actually gonna spoil something, I guess. It's for you to talk about with one of our friend. One of our friend is talking to someone. Yeah, one of our friend who never talked to anyone for 26 years of her life is talking to someone. I just met her yesterday. Well, you talk to her about it. I won't spoil anything else. She's talking
Okay.
to someone, but she's asexual. So like if she told me in her words she's emotionally, romantically involved in this person, but she doesn't want like physical anything done. So like in this example, I think she's emotionally romantic with someone, but she's not physically romantic with someone, I guess. So like looking at that case, I guess I'm personally not open to that idea, but I guess it could be for some people they can be physically cheating, but not emotionally.
Okay. 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 So, and it seems like you're also saying it depends on like both parties, like how each party kind of thinks about it, because like I can even see if someone's asexual though, they're just not, well, they
I know, right? It's such a and if we ever want to bring our friend and ask her questions about it, which she did agree, because I asked her like, "Hey, we're doing a podcast. If you ever want to come on," but we probably have to wait 2 or 3 years because we don't know where their relationship is.
might. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we can just have that one friend talking like later. Like we can do a sub podcast maybe on like
Asexuality.
yes, it's a very interesting topic and I don't think many people are really talking about it. Or maybe they are and I'm just not looking up those videos, but I think we need the representation.
Yes, I only know two asexual person in my life, and I know a lot of people.
I feel like I've known a handful, but not close.
Mhm.
But I've come across them. No, actually, I think I know people who don't declare themselves as asexual,
Mhm.
but they probably are. Like from how they're talking, they're just not like putting themselves in a
Mhm.
category, I guess.
Yeah.
But yes, treating.
Yeah, but speaking on a Bill and Bob situation, like
Bill and Bob.
yeah,
And
like Bill found Bob was cheating, and let's talk about forgiving a cheater situation. Okay. Um, one of the questions that like you beautiful you came up was, are there any condition that which you could forgive a cheater? And one of the question I came up with, once a cheater is always a cheater. So like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
do you believe you can forgive a cheater? And do you also believe if they can not cheat in the future?
Oh my lord. Okay. Oh god. Because it also depends on how deep our relationship is. Like if it was one of my past relationships, I really didn't care about them
Oh.
enough.
Mhm.
You know, we didn't have that deep of a connection in order for me to take them back if they cheated. Like for the most part, if someone's gonna cheat on me, I'm like, bye bye.
Yeah.
it also depends on the level and like why are they cheating? I don't know. Like is it really am I really like completely ignoring them and just being a piece of poo? Because that's probably not going to be the case, at least with me. Okay, I give a lot of love, all right? And I would hope that my partner would feel comfortable enough to communicate with me if they're having and their needs not being met or they have some sort of insecurity or something. Because I don't think you can really forgive cheating. Like, I really don't. The only conditions where maybe is if you're just blackout drunk or you were drugged against your will.
Oh yeah, that's for
I
sure.
mean, I guess most people would say that, but even blackout drunk, it's kind of like I feel like that's still not an excuse because you are being irresponsible by getting that drunk. And if you feel like you should know what kind of drunk you are,
Mm.
and then if you get that drunk and you do that, it's kind of like you kind of you kind of knew. And that's talking about cheating. I'm not talking about like rape or anything like that. Like if they were raped or something against like their will or that's completely different. That's not cheating, of course.
Let,
Um,
let me paint a scenario, like very movie drama scenario.
okay, I'm ready.
You're married, and you have a
All
beautiful
right.
husband, and you
How
have
long have you been married for?
uh 12 years. You have two kids.
Damn,
Two
got over
kids.
that 7 year hump. Okay.
Yeah, two beautiful kids, one 8 years old and one
Of course
6 year
they're
old.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, they're my children, all right?
I'm bringing them presents every Christmas, Thanksgiving, and their birthdays, you know. And New
Why
Year's probably.
Thanksgiving? That's kind of weird, but
Yeah,
okay.
we
Please do.
probably have to celebrate New Year's too, so I'll probably give them New Year's present. I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh. You
No.
better.
But yeah, but let's not talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about the cheating situation.
Yeah.
Let's say your husband, you've been following your dream and doing extra work, following your career, and your husband's been okay with it and he's supporting you with your career. You've been traveling a lot and he said it's
Yeah.
okay. He handled your kids while you were going on a trip. You do your
You know,
best.
those are kids. It's our kids.
Oh, that's our kids. This is for weird for me to say our kids, but like,
It's kind of like my dad. He used to say that he was babysitting us.
mm,
Babysitting? What are you talking about? These are your own kids, you
yeah.
know?
Like okay, he's like raising your our kids together, very good communication, but he opens up to you when you came back from work, all the kids are at sleep, you put them to sleep. He says, hey, I want to talk to you about something, and you're like, oh, what is it? Not expecting, you know. But like it's if it's in a movie, a lighting gets dark, very like cold tone, and then he's like, well, I I I I believe I think I emotionally cheated with like one of my coworkers at work. We didn't do anything. I I just felt like vulnerable and romantic. Felt like the slight, just a slight for a moment. I felt this emotion of like, what if it's like with this person in this life who's available to me because you have been like out of work, like been gone for a while, and I do want to let you know this happened, and I do want to work on it.
Obviously, that's perfectly fine. Come
Okay.
on, we'll work on that. That was okay. I was expecting way worse.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't even act on it. They emotionally, they got this emotional attachment, and they felt in their hearts it was cheating. So they came out and told me, which is great. They're communicating, and they told me that they did this and they had this feeling,
Mhm.
but they want to work on it. Well, work on it. Yeah. Come
Okay.
on, that's fine.
Okay. Would you be okay if he went back to work and still interacted with that coworker, or no? Like
I
not right away, but like eventually in the future?
um I think it depends on them. So if we talk about it and he feels for some reason and that he has like a problem resisting, so to speak. I mean, that sounds really horrible, but if he feels that way, then he needs to keep away from her
Yeah.
for our if he really cares about our relationship.
Mhm.
And you know, if he feels like we've we've talked enough and he's really going to work on it and he thinks that he'll be okay, then I'm okay with him being around her. It's kind of like up to how he feels about it, and
Yeah.
if he's communicating with me about it, then I would like to believe him, especially because he has communicated with me. He's not keeping anything from me that I know of.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's good. Working together and trying like communicating. I think that was the key. He was open, vulnerable, and
yeah,
admitting and honest, which
yeah,
okay. Okay. We're also still talking about if you could possibly forgiving a cheater, right?
yeah,
Let's go back to a situation. This
yeah.
actually happened in Real Housewives of Atlanta. You were
Okay.
pregnant. While you were pregnant, you still did everything together. You were available to him, but he felt like you weren't available and he cheated on you while you're pregnant with some other random girl. Like this happened to a girl named Portia, and I saw that, and she forgave him, like
Mm-hmm.
because like she said, I really like fell for her because it was supposed to be the most sacred time in your life while you're pregnant, and like this most special time, and being cheated on during pregnancy, like that's a lot of. I did some research into it. A lot of men actually like on research they did felt like wanting to cheat during while their wife was pregnant, and there are people who have acted on it and people who haven't acted on it, but they admitted to feeling that way certain times.
But acting on it, I think that's so slimy. I don't think I would rather raise that baby by myself and find someone, right? Raise them by myself and or find someone who wouldn't cheat on me
Mhm.
and would treat me with respect, because that's a lack of respect.
Yeah, like that's the most disgusting thing I think someone
That's very disgusting. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want my kid to have you as like a role model around them. That's really not good.
could. Mhm.
So get the fuck out of my place, out of my vagina. You're never coming back in. Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have a scenario for you.
Okay.
A little lighter. Okay. You're dating, but
Okay.
you've been dating for 3 years.
Hmm.
Okay. You're going to a party, okay, with your boyfriend. Everything's great. Everything's going good. No problems. Okay. All right. You go to talk to someone. Your boyfriend's drinking. He's drinking a good amount. And you're kind of like, huh, that's a little bit much because you know him. You've been dating for 3 years and you know when he really,
Wait,
gets
does he
hammered.
drink
And he
often
got
or he doesn't drink often?
um he doesn't drink that much,
Okay.
let's say. And so he was just like really enjoying the vibes. And then the next moment you look over and he's kissing this random dude. Just kidding. And he's pretty drunk. He's not like blackout or whatever. I mean, not that that really makes a difference, but he's had a lot. And he's kissing a random dude. And then after he makes out with them, he's like, yeah, and he goes and walks somewhere else.
And we had a great relationship for this past 3 years. Nothing happened.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing happened. He makes out with this random guy and then he just like leaves like nothing happened. He's like, ah, like all drunk.
Okay.
How do you feel? What do you do?
First, I was angry, I guess, but then
Yeah,
you said for 3 years we've been in a great relationship.
yeah,
I would definitely talk to him about it when he's sober and like
yeah.
what happened, and we could definitely talk about it. But I don't know. I would try hard to forgive him for like 3 years. And this is also like we're talking about forgiving a cheater. It's I don't I would consider it kind of like a cheating in a way because I know everyone's different drunk, right? Actually, I did see this in person. when I was in Korea, I hung out with like TT, my African friend that I just met. She's from,
Yeah.
and we just met at the subway and we decided to go to club together. She brought her two friends, one beautiful Russian girl and one Korean lesbian woman.
Wait. You met in the subway?
Yeah, I met her, it's a Korean subway and like foreigner stands out, right?
Oh.
And I
Okay,
really
okay.
wanted to dye my hair black, but I didn't want to grab a random Korean person on the street and be like, "Hey, where do you buy a black hair that?" It's
You're
better.
like, why are you talking to me? Don't smile at me.
Yeah, versus like American or like foreigners, they're like, "Oh, hi, like let's talk in the street by a stranger." We're pretty open to that idea.
Yeah,
So I just reached out to her and be like, "Hi,
yeah,
you speak English?" And she was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, do you know where to buy like a like in my Barry Jessica was, do you know where to buy like a black hair dye in like Korea?" And we went bought a black hair dye, and she's like, "Oh my
like
God,
or something. Like you're like, can you hook me up with the good stuff?
I know." And then we bought a black hair dye, and she's like, "Oh my God, there's this like festival that we're gonna go." Anyway, we went to the festival, like a lesbian girl. We hung out together. There was a beautiful Russian girl and a Korean lesbian girl. They both drank so hard. We went to a gay bar. Uh, a lesbian girl had a girlfriend. She showed us the picture of her girlfriend. When we went to Korean gay bar, we had three Long Island iced tea each, three of us separately, very drunk. A lesbian girl went to a blonde Russian girl on the pole, and they made out passionately. And next day, I don't know what happened. I just didn't want to ask, and I was looking at that. I was like I don't think I'm drunk. If I'm super drunk too, I wouldn't make out with anyone.
Yeah,
If I'm in a relationship, if I'm like ready to like, in the mood to make out with someone, I definitely would do that if I'm
yeah,
comfortable. But like for 3 years we've been together and this just happened, I definitely would communicate and talk and forgive him one time. But if
yeah,
it's a multiple thing that happens over and over and it's a habit and this person's not trying anything, because I believe cheating is a habit, right?
yeah,
You can break that habit by changing your behavioral pattern. If it's alcohol that's
mhm,
enabling you, or
yeah,
like watching, like
yeah,
even like for guys masturbating a lot, that's something that we really face. And I do agree that if you like, I highly recommend any guys watching this, if you just stop jerking off for like 2 days, I don't know, it does something to you, like magically you can get cleared up. And
mm,
like a lot of people, like someone did like 1 month full of not jerking off challenge. It showed them like without watching porn, they were able to like look at their girlfriends and be satisfied in a way without, like, I don't want to shame porn or anything. That's great and I love it and I support it. But like the less you watch it and less you jerk off, when you do have that moment with your partner or girlfriends or like
yeah.
it really feels so much like a sexual energy instead of like you watch this like more what do you call it, porn, it's like more aggravated every time, it's more
Oh, you become more desensitized?
yeah, like, so like you're watching regular porn but like, oh, I got used to it, let's watch like spanking, okay, I got used to that, let's watch whipping, like but that's such a case.
Oh, it's
I
like the serial killer thing where you start with like the bugs and the animals and then you move on to people.
Oh really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of like people who kill people, they start with animals and they like torturing or killing animals, and then they're like, "Oh, that was great. Let's move on to a person." Just like that. They even do this like little move. Yeah.
What if like I have a nephew or like if my own kid starts killing animals like
No.
drugs, I would be like, oh my God.
Okay, you need to lock your door at night. That's what I'm saying.
But back to cheating. Like I think if they're doing anything to change their behavior pattern, okay, good. If not, bye. But I would consider it cheating if they made out with someone drunk still, if you're in a relationship. Like,
And like in that situation too, it's a stranger. So imagine, let's say the same situation,
mhm.
like, you're going to this party and stuff, and then you look over and he's like drunk and he's making out with someone he's really close to, like one of his good friends.
Mm.
That's a guy, but it doesn't matter. That's I feel like that's gotta be worse. Wouldn't you wonder?
I feel like you get really vulnerable emotionally. I mean,
Oh,
you know
okay.
that picture that you took, like insert picture here, me and Ada crying. I
Yeah.
think you do get very vulnerable and emotional and more open when you're drunk. I mean, that's at least how I am, and that's how I've seen people. Like a lot of people I hung out with, they got so honest when they're drunk. So I believe it was something that they had in the back of their head or before. They're just acting on it, and
Oh.
why? like,
Okay. This is getting really depressing.
why do you have to do that? We had 3 good years of relationship. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Why do people cheat? You know?
um, like even when I'm drunk, I call my boyfriend and says, I love you. I'm thinking about you.
No, me too.
I know, so like I get more emotional and more lovey-dovey. So like if I'm that and if my boyfriend's like making out with someone, I'm like, okay. But like, let's talk about forgiveness. Would you forgive a cheater?
Most likely no. I'm at an 85 to 90% no.
Is
Maybe
that
90.
is that to like a physical cheating or just like emotional cheating or like
Emotional cheating, I if they communicated with me,
mhm,
I would we can work on it. But if it's the physical part, I personally don't think you can separate emotional and physical cheating.
mhm,
Not necessarily with yourself, but just because you are physically cheating with someone,
mhm,
even if there's no emotion per se, you are disrespecting your partner,
yeah,
and you know that there's going to be emotional consequences with your partner.
mhm,
So I feel like the physical and emotional you cannot separate
mhm,
in cheating. I just don't think.
mhm.
I think I don't know if someone's cheating. It's most likely I'm gonna be like bye bye.
Yeah. I believe once a cheater is always a cheater. Like I've seen like 12 seasons of Real Housewives from each different season. There's
Yeah.
many times where they got cheated on and they give them second chances, three chances, they always go back to cheating. So like find someone who's faithful to begin with, or they're really, 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 really I don't know. They had to I think one guy literally loved his wife so much, got tattooed up his wife's name on his dick like on a shaft. Like that's a really crazy dedication. Like that shows that this dick belongs to her and he's only gonna fuck her. And if like so he's never dared to cheat someone else because her name is on his dick. Like that's another level of dedication. Like, but I wouldn't want that to be honest. I don't want like I don't want a tattooed
You
dick.
don't want you don't want June going in June into June.
Really.
I'm sorry. I don't want it on my boyfriend's dick either.
I
If
can't
it's
imagine. Yeah.
this is Anna on their dick,
Oh God.
I'm
What if
like
it's
get
in Japanese? What if it's in Japanese? It's better, a little better.
no, it's not. It's not better. It's still gross. It's still really weird.
And it's
I feel
going.
like if it's Japanese, it just gets like really like weeaboo and stuff, and I'm like, get that shit away from me.
What kind of font would it? What if like the cute kawaii font or like a really inky traditional
Oh
Japanese?
my gosh, yeah, it's gonna be kind of like the like I don't know. My image is like an LA, like a I don't know Mexican gang font, like where it's like all like swoosh swoosh swash and like very like special looking and like so like fancy.
Mhm. I definitely see it. Like the Kirby whatever
Yeah,
game.
yeah, the little
Yeah.
yeah, the little
Yeah.
curtains, yeah, and and then when I look at it, I'm like, oh, what a piece of art! Get it off your dick.
Okay. Wait. Okay. So I guess like we talked about cheating.
Yes.
We talked about are we just in how insecure do you think we are about cheating? Because like sometimes with my previous boyfriend, I was insecure about his gay friends being around too often. but I think I slowly got to learn like, okay, they can be friends. Just because I'm not friends with any gay guys doesn't mean like they can't be. So I'm trying to be more open about it.
Yeah.
Like insecurity, I think it definitely has to work with cheating. But I do also believe sometimes your gut feeling is never wrong. I think if you
That's scary.
yeah, but that's true. Your gut feeling is never wrong, I believe. Like sometimes there's certain people you meet and you have this gut feeling like, oh, and then there's like
Yeah.
I mean, there's like decisions you make in life, like whether it's going to different college or different country, starting a new job, you do have a gut feeling about it, like, oh, I really want this. This is for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna commit to it. And like you want it to be wrong if it's regarding cheating, but like,
Yeah.
you know,
I agree. Like a lot of the time you ignore the gut feeling or the red flags to say per what English anyways. Um but a lot of the time it's right.
yeah,
And then you just waste your time a lot of the time.
yeah. And
Yeah.
but like I feel like you learn more. It's not as wasteful because I think you see that red flag more because you have the scar from that red flag in the past, and it stings certain times. So like when I'm in a new relationship, if I see certain red flags, I'm like,
Yeah.
but then sometimes when you really fall for a guy, like even when you're like 50, when you do really fall for a guy, sometimes you can't see those red flags and be like, oh, it's okay. So like
Yeah.
I like one thing my chiropractor said recently, like, oh, I told her, like, oh, I'm so old now. I'm like 26 and she's like 42. And she was like, well, let me tell you about something of being 42. Your mind and your heart and your who you are as a person doesn't get old. It's just your physical body that gets old. So it's very weird. You're still young at heart and you're still like, fall in love, like whatever. You could be that kind of person. You're the same person. I mean, you do learn like stuff and mature a bit. You don't go around running around naked like you did when you were 16, but like you're still the same person in a way. It's just that your body age, and that's what she said. And I was like, well, why do you see this stuff? Now I don't have any hope. I thought when I'm 40, I'll be wiser and better, and like I'd be like this hot grandpa or father type looking person.
40 something. Why do you want to look like a grandpa? That's when you're like in your 60s, okay?
I
Or
guess. I don't know. I'm just like sad because like our 20s are ending and I'm just like
I know. I think about it too. But I mean, honestly, I feel like if you're in your 40s, as long as you have like the job that you want and you're like relatively happy
Mhm.
and you're not a loser
And you're not a cheater.
and you're not a cheater,
or has partner who's cheater. Yes.
then it's fine. Then everything's gooch.
What if like your really close friend admit to you that they cheated on their partner?
Oh, you know what? It really depends on why, but I don't think I could judge them, but I might a little bit because it's like I would be like a little shocked because I wouldn't expect it
Mhm.
from like, for example, from you. I wouldn't expect it. I guess it depends on the friends. I don't know. I mean, I would just listen because it's not necessarily my job to judge in those situations, especially because if we're good friends and we have like a really good
Mhm.
relationship and I know who they are as a person, and I would imagine that there is a reason for it, I suppose. Like a good reason, you know? No,
I,
bias, so biased.
I think if it's you guys, it's definitely different. But I did have like one like my ex's gay friends. They admit
Yeah.
they cheated on their partner, and I was kind of like judging it a little bit, but I wasn't showing it. I was more like,
Yeah. You were like, I'm so open and accepting, and inside you're like,
no judgmental here. zone here. We love each other. Yeah, we support each other. We uplift each other. I was like, you dirty ass bastard.
Oh my god.
So like,
Yeah,
I don't
this is
know.
a safe zone. This is a safe zone, and then inside you're like, this is this fucking person.
Now I
Who
can like record it and put it on our podcast and put a filter on their voice so you can't tell who it is. And be like, use it.
have like a little video clip of that night. Be like, this dude cheated.
They have like this eyes covered in black lines. They're like, I don't know. Yes.
I like it. But why? Okay, why do people cheat in the first place? Though that's what I don't know.
I mean, it's many different things like emotional unavailability by your current partner. You're not happy with your current partner in a certain way. In a way, whether it's like sexual desires or like emotional availability. I think, yeah, why men cheat. I think there's actually like series based on it. Why men cheat. But
Really?
there's a series called Why Men Cheat, but like there's many reasons. Just because one day because you're horny, because you're be drunk. What do you think why people cheat?
I think a lot of it is a lack of communication, and I mean, I guess they really just. There's the other thing where, because like in my opinion, you should just break up with them. If you're ready to cheat,
Yeah.
break up.
I think if someone admitted they cheated physically, admitting it, I would appreciate it and I would just be by if it's like a 2 years boyfriend. But when it's like a husband, I would have to give some thought about it. It depends how long the relationship has been. I'll
Yeah,
def-
yeah.
I'll definitely like move on, try to like leave that person.
Oh my god, that's so serious. This is a very serious topic. Like it really is.
Yeah.
But I think it is kind of person to person. It's what you could accept in your heart. But I think some people accept too much, and they're really disrespecting themselves in a way by allowing such behavior, because you should have someone who's respecting you,
Yeah.
and someone who cheats on you doesn't respect you, I think. um, and I think it's just strange because if they respected you, they would just break up with you, and you know, adult, mature, not adult necessarily, because there's adults that are really not mature, but in a mature manner, break up with someone and then move on. But the fact of like cheating, it's like why are you cheating? Because you feel like there's not enough in the relationship, or you want a different like physical like aesthetic or something. Like I don't know what your thing is, but you need to break up.
Yeah. You
You
got
need
it.
to break up.
Like I think it was really nice to talk to you about. I wouldn't have enjoyed to talk about
Yes.
anyone else, and I got to learn like cheating definition definitely varies on different people. I learned that you connect physical and emotional in the same way, and I used to think the same way too, but I think now I'm kind of seeing in a different light, and I think that really varies with different people, like whether if they're in an open relationship or if not. And it honestly, it's not for a person who cheated to judge. I think it's person who got cheated on. It's all their rights to judge whether it was okay or not. I think it's not. And yeah, I got to learn about cheating, and hopefully our future husband doesn't drink a lot of alcohol and go kiss a stranger after 3 years of dating. Hopefully not.
Um, well, let's not date someone like that in the first place. Yeah. If someone kisses them, it's kind of like I don't know. But it's
Oh,
still weird. It's still weird. This we can talk forever, but I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this talk
yes.
with you, June.
Yeah.
I always like hearing your stories. I hope you guys enjoyed this too. This was our talk about cheating. This is our first podcast, so maybe it's gonna get better. Maybe.
Yeah. We're gonna come up with new different topics and hopefully we blew your brain cells away.
Oh God, we need to change that one. If you guys have a slogan
Yeah.
you can think about, I guess put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have any topics you would like us to talk about,
Yeah.
please leave them in the comments.
Whether it's like relationship, political. I mean, I don't think we can say the C word that rhymes with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because YouTube bans apparently some stuff like.
Like the name of a beer. That
Yeah,
one. A beer for pussies. I'm just kidding.
it rhymes with Morona. Yes.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, I like talking about serious things, but I think enough people are talking about that topic, so it's kind of like,
yeah.
eh. But
Maybe, maybe we can also talk about something positive next time, like favorite memories or like why.
okay, we'll think of something. But
But
hey, I like the darkness too. I hope you guys like darkness too. I don't think you would be on our channel if you don't like darkness because,
Mhm.
as you can see by our clothing.
Oh yes, very dark on brand. But yes, we'll post this anywhere. I'll post it Spotify, Apple, whatever. We'll figure out wherever. And
Yes,
yes.
that.
And hey, subscribe to this channel and follow us on every I don't know. This is our first time we're doing this, and I don't know. This is just excuse for me and Anna to talk, and we can look back
Yeah.
and be like, wow, we did that. And maybe if we hang out with like our friends and we can play this and be like, oh no, we did that, and we're really drinking, and every time like we can be drinking game too. Every time,
Oh no. No, not Harry Potter again. No.
but yes.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, thank you, Miss Anna.
Well, thank you, Mr. June. And we love you guys.
We love you. I love you.
I love you.
Okay. Okay, wait, we're gonna do this.
We need
Okay.
an outro.
Okay, wait, we're gonna end this together. Thank you guys for watching. And
Thank you guys for watching. Oh, sorry.
We are
Hey, podcast.
Podcast. Okay, that was beautiful.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You're gonna have a great day.